Hello and welcome to Sextech. I'm rather surprised the monetization of femininity is being informally demonetized. Let's talk about why, how, and what that means. Modern sexuality, like everything in human civilization, is based on technology. Technology owns Darwinism. Who mates how often and how successfully has been tech for thousands and thousands of years. Human behavior, way more than other species, defines and redefines our mating rituals and strategies. As tech accelerates, the changes in these pathways happen more often and more quickly. Currently, it's happening on a monthly basis. Navigating technocracy, our technocracy, defines not only your happiness and pleasure, but ultimately your very existence of people like you. Today, social media platforms create a market where femininity itself can be monetized. Previously to the past 2 decades, women could only secure a reliable long-term revenue stream from direct monogamous relationships with men via marriage. Being a pretty girl with sex appeal was a social currency, but a difficult one to cash in on. No pathway to reliably extract revenue from, except in entertainment. Why? No enforcement mechanisms except marriage. The problem for women who today choose not to go that route is obvious. Marriage isn't a liquid market. Ultimately, you get to invest one time, or 2 times, or 3 times, or lots of times with the advent of divorce. To understand why this is a problem, just look at the economics of any relationship. If your investment goes bad with your spouse, your husband is deceptive, lazy, an addict, an abuser, you've lost your shot. Marriage is a huge risk. Just as reliably as technology is changing the sexual market, it's changing the players as well. The terrain that frames people's personalities is changing, and suddenly, through invention, a spouse is distant or completely incompatible. Tech is destabilizing long-term relationships. If you welcome the change or not, one big relationship, aka one big social cash out on femininity, is an increasingly poor model. Hard work, devotion, compatibility are all one software release from obscurity or derision. Regardless of how they feel about these changes, women are solving this lack of marital appeal in a few different ways. Serial monogamy, sexual adventurism via dating apps, and career focus all alleviate some of the risk of the marketing of femininity. But with diminishing returns on femininity's currency over time, in addition to the drop-off, it's inefficient. The only marketing femininity as an add-on to the other activities. And since it's not the primary product, for many, it's not the product at all. The currency is squandered. Hang on. If I'm wrinkling your brain or filling your database, please love this video if it's such a thing on your platform, subscribe, and share it with other people. Oh, and also comment. Tell me everything. Okay. Enter monetized access to the highly feminized social media. Words, pictures, videos, and live interactions with femininity that men, and maybe some women, seek. If carefully curated, services like OnlyFans and other social media paywalls are extremely efficient in maximizing the total cash out of femininity. If men want access to a woman's social touch, they can pay for exactly the quantity they want and have the time for on demand, either through their own time and eyeballs or through some currency exchange. A solution has presented itself. But there was always a risk. Femininity exists in the breezy state of those who indulge it. The problem with indulgence is that it inherently lacks security. In marriage, a massive social and legal structure provided security specifically to femininity. Serial monogamy comes with some social pressure and legal protections. And dating and careers at least enjoy the law as a refuge. But social media is strictly technology. If the technology changes, the currency exchange can suddenly stop. And it just has. The news is increasingly littered with cases of AI-generated women who can not only compete with real women, but outpace them both in volume of content and quality, limited only by imagination. Genetics and dermatology have spent civilization in 100 years respectively, making women more beautiful. But in no fantasy can they keep up with the cartoon physics that comprise many a man's wild imaginations. Actual human femininity has just had a market crash, nearly instantaneously becoming demonetized. Archaic buggy whips. Demonetization in general is the problem with the walled garden approach to managing the network effect. The walled gardens don't care about authenticity and only cash flow. So when authenticity and cash flow collide, they choose cash flow every time. This time, women celebrating their femininity have been demonetized and effectively deplatformed. Next time, it may be you. As goes Sextech, so goes the world. In time to penis, we trust. So, how will this affect women with the most liquid femininity? For those with careers in play, they will focus on their day jobs. Married or long-term relationships? Congratulations. Well played, hedge. You understand economics. You can cash out and live to connect in meat space another day. For the rest, trying to dominate dating apps is an inverse male hypergamy is their best play. Things are about to get a whole lot harder for the, perhaps unwittingly, hypergamous women on dating apps trying to land the 1 to 5% of men that happen to be 6'3" and rich. What can we learn from all this? If you are one of those people who cannot break your screen addiction, at least part-time, Darwin is coming for you. The technocrats make the rules now. Your best defense is to connect with people in person. It's awkward and an inefficient market, but it's actually yours. Embrace the technocracy, and it will devour you last. Technocrat out.